Send that. What do you got? You got this one?
Yeah.
Can you see on there if people are waiting?
More than one.
It's always a different
Yeah.
view.
There's the
That's
Monteau
one.
meeting is a one-pager, and then the other one has all the proposals.
Oh, there's a forest, yeah, I am gonna get caught up on that, even though I don't wanna get
I
caught
think
up
we're
in
good.
that, you know what I
I
mean?
think anyone's there.
So this came out of my, my pile of Christmas presents, and there was almost all the chocolate was gone in the house. And Heather said, "No way, get that out of here." So it's been in my truck, and that's worse because that was from this morning. So,
Are you asking for help?
so help
Do you
yourselves.
need help
I
with
need
that?
help.
So that's like lunch.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this one's healthy,
Yeah.
it's got peanut butter in it,
You know how it is. It's like one, and then another, and then.
potato chips, it's like a potato chip, yeah.
All right, 4:02. We'll call this Monteau meeting to order. I'm here, Dave Long.
Eric Cassidy too, Commissioner.
Ray Martin,
Alan Lee, Anthony Hayden. Cool.
Perfect. Jump right into Grudy's. They were banging around out there quite a bit.
Yeah, we got 3 full days out of them. The third day was a little bit of a setback because it actually snowed like 6 inches or something on the third morning.
Mhm.
And, you know, I was going up and down the mountains with these machines, but at one point I was focused on the track loader and he was going up fine. He could carve his own path like as he mulched, like he was creating his own traction. But I went over to the stroll and saw the Mini had done nothing yet in like an hour because he was just crawling up the mountain. So I just said, focus on where you're at and go
Yeah.
back down. So what I'm getting at here is the stroll towards the top didn't get as much love as we wanted to because of that snowstorm. Because I would have had the track loader and the Mini on the stroll that third day, but it just wasn't gonna work out with the way the weather did. But we got 2 full days and they even said it was like a blessing the way that weather opened up for
Right.
us and then closed back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
winter and then,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got a blessing in that, a lot got done, I have like, I don't know, no one's on the video, but, I was gonna like share some of like our before and afters. Let's see if I think I'm sharing that now. So this is, you guys can see that on the screen, that was like a before, and then if I just go like,
I know that dog.
yeah, that's my dog. Now, maybe if I just like hit over one, maybe. Oh, I don't know how to go to the F now.
Oh, I like the colored floor.
1 second here. Before and download this other photo. Yeah.
I gotta say, I was super impressed with how it gets left.
Yeah.
How far down they're able to get. Like, there's no roots, there's no
That's so huge, yeah.
little toe catchers. Like, it really just grinds right
Punchy
down.
sticks.
Ooh.
So that was the before and then here's the after.
Mhm.
If you guys can
Wow,
see it, I
yeah.
kinda got the zoom in the way here, but. So it's like a hallway now,
Yeah.
going up the stroll, that's just one of it. I don't know, like if you guys watch, I sent a couple links out to people and I also posted on my own
I
social
did,
media.
thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
What I think is most interesting for, you know, people just at the base is that they can see a new trail that just didn't exist in the last 35 years.
That's what was, yeah, very
And the
exciting.
ditch at the bottom, I saw that, the big ditch. That was-
Yeah, we opened up that
The
a
big
bit.
ditch, well, I think that was all crummy anyway.
Some of the first safety road in the right of way at the, you know, lower third of the mountain got a good slice, you know, opened up a little bit wider
At the very base of
at
that.
the very base.
Yeah,
We got the figure 8 loop at the top, I think I sent some videos on that. I might have that. This one right here. I don't know if we wanna go through my
The-
2x speeds.
The first figure 8, the first loop of it got done.
What's that?
The first loop, not down to the next, not down to D, but the.
Yeah,
top loop.
no, it didn't go to D. You're,
Oh, down here, yeah, down.
no, it gets to D. I
Oh, it
think,
does, they went all the way down, that's amazing.
yeah, he went all, let's see how fast this video can get us down here real quick. But this was from the summit,
Yeah,
and this trail was like, what? You know, you'd be in a walking trail and you'd be getting poked in the eye and
Yeah,
shot, so he's
oh, yeah.
widening
Yeah,
it
that's
significantly.
flat along there, and now we're gonna drop off.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, this is
Now we're
really-
skiing when we go over the slip here.
Yeah,
Downhill skiing instead of cross country. Look at what-
my dog is so good
Really?
about just staying with me. Cause I had a before video just like this. Oh man, this isn't. I might have done
No,
another
he's
one.
down there. This is, I
Yeah.
remember this is what I saw.
And he kept going for a while further after.
Oh
that.
yeah, so he passed through, cause the first out is right there, the first half of the loop.
In fact, he
Wow.
started to go. Oh shoot! Did he make it to D or not?
Well, where it is there, that's about where the first,
Is that
Exit
not?
from the
Is
top,
that
yeah.
D or not? No, that's F and E,
that's
right?
F and, yeah.
He maybe
D and F.
only made it to F and E.
Well,
right?
it's still, it's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
that's-
Yeah, so there's a loop there, and you know what he did? Right at the. Let's see if I can. Sorry, guys. I hope this isn't too much information, but Anthony probably knows where that machine is right there.
Yeah, I do.
You know, as right where I'm standing to the left is the big toe rock.
Yeah, and then that about 100 feet velocity is the first out to the
It's a
stroll.
good. Yeah, right. But that's a good steep hill right there.
Very,
To
very
the
steep.
right, there was another trail up
Yes.
that was all fallen
Yeah,
logs.
yeah.
He used that to get back up, and so he just mowed that whole thing down for us too.
Cause
So
I've been
that
looking
got
at that
opened
for
up, too.
years thinking, oh, I should go down, cause
Yeah.
it was low hanging fruit, I could have done
Yeah.
it by
Yeah.
hand, but.
Yeah.
Not as quickly and efficiently as that.
Yeah, so
guy.
that's
that
all
was a
clean,
waste of
that's
time.
all cleaned already. He
Yeah,
did
because
that.
that's a
Yeah.
ready to go trail too. I
Yeah.
didn't never really thought much about that because it's short, but and it's also the way to get around that steep part. If it's if that drop is too much for people, just go, come in that way.
But
What-
this is go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, just walking up the stroll there, after that was opened up towards the high side of the stroll, and really right along the whole way, it's nice to see that all the ditch lines are really still there. Like
Yeah.
all of the ditching still exists. It
I
just
know that's what I've been
needs to
so
be
excited about. It's like it's all
cleaned up a little bit.
Yes,
But as far as
minimally.
moving that water, like it's gonna be.
I have a neighbor who's got a pretty big excavator.
Yeah.
And he said one of his good buddies, it wasn't one of the names I ever heard of, but one of his good buddies ran this Monteau for like a year or two in the 80s or 70s, I don't even know. But he said that his good friend used to run it. And when he heard I was trying to make something happen, he's like, "Can I just bring my excavator over there and work on the hill for you guys?" I was like, "Yeah, let's talk in the
yes,
warmer
please.
weather." So I don't know how serious it was, but we're gonna do a little more work in the coming year on the hills anyway. But if a guy wants to volunteer,
He's got his own machine too, right? Yeah.
right.
Sweet.
And so and he's I think he's a retired old firefighter guy that just wants to tinker and maybe contribute. And that's the kind of stuff, I mean, if we can make it happen, I'll take it.
Huge.
Especially like if we just send him on the bottom hills and just smooth things out with an excavator, like
Yeah, if he
that's
knows how to use an
significant work.
excavator, that's
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause
Well,
it's-
that
it's
rolls
minimal
right
work.
into your rope tow hill safety,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
when we're talking about excavation that needs to be done, we've got that, that part of it on the existing rope tow hill. And then we've got ditch lines, specifically on the stroll.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay, so, just to comment on that, that's work we wanna do along with more trail work. And what I've put into the budget, like warrant articles for this year, is that we're gonna take some of the monies that we have accrued from land sales. It doesn't like word it like this, but basically we're gonna give $13,000 towards the recreation fund in a warrant article from non-taxed monies.
yeah,
And so, anyone that lives here full time, you guys will vote on that in March as a community to say like, yeah, we're okay just stashing more of the money we have like in our balance funds to go into our rec, which then I'll grab and use for Grudy's round 2 and rope tow and hill smoothing and water bars with excavator machines. That's before we find a volunteer, but we'll have $13,000 to play with.
I mean, it may be a stupid question, I'm gonna ask it anyway. So all this work that's just been done, is that gonna make it easier for the next bike race, if there is gonna be a bike race?
Definitely, I mean, why not? I mean, just getting up those hills, it's wider now that way. Going across some of the safety trails has been way more accessible. And then, you know, just going straight up that mountain in that first trail, to me, on any given day, if there was a need, you'd be outside the bike trails, but you could run straight up the mountain like.
But I mean, it's not gonna make the trails less desirable for cyclists, is it?
Anthony's got his eye on
No,
that.
the bike trails are pretty much separate, except for the climbing trail. And we do come into the field at the very bottom.
Yeah,
They're
but
burned
that's
in,
a
but they're really,
Yeah.
I mean, and Eric's been concerned about this from the very beginning, is will the ski trails wreck the bike trails? I like, I'm like, it's okay, they can be together, you can even have small
Awesome.
berms on the sides, you know, if we do put trails down the bike trail, you come straight across, you come flat across the ski trail, and then you have the berms on either side.
Yeah.
So even if, when the time comes to put bike rails on the ski trails, even that is compatible. It's just, you know, which is really nice, because, you know, it's a bike trail, it's a ski trail, it's a hiking trail. You know, as it gets busier, I suppose, there might be an issue with, one-way issues. I don't think that's an
Yeah.
issue right now, because the use is so light.
Let's hope it gets to that.
Yeah, that's the goal,
Yeah.
that's the goal to
And the way
have.
you solve that, is just put in more trails of, you know, bike, whatever, you put in more single-use trails, but I don't think, right now, it's not an issue.
Yeah, no, I mean, we might be strategic in certain areas, like, I think there's one or two crossovers and
Yeah.
stuff. But overall, we can keep going with this kind of work, and there's plenty more to do. And so part of what I would say is, the next time up, you know, it's not gonna show much more to us, but where the rope tow used to exist is about 10 feet more to the right when you're looking up that first hill that we have. And I just want them to get that down next, cause I wanna start getting people excited about the idea of a rope tow at some point. You know, the more we talk about it, the more it's gonna become, you know, speak it into existence, if you will. So, and of course, we might need grant money or something like that, but, you know, if we have a clearing there, it's just that much quicker to get to that, you know, install the next one.
Is it that much more? I can't recall. I guess the mowing was kind of just.
You look in there,
It was-
if
it was
you
a
right
question.
along the side, you can see every single pole, but half of
Yeah.
them are leaned over and stuff. So
Really?
we'll start fresh.
The
if we
prior
don't do
work
it.
was more leaners than into the
Yeah,
ropes, because I don't think I've been there. Well, no, I was, I didn't walk over and look at it, so there's still a lot of.
The hubs are up there on the top of the pole, so you can see the hubs, you know, where the lines were running through. Some of that rope is still there, like
Wow.
didn't we unearth it?
yeah,
Or-
it's
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
it's
you
right,
did at
it's
the
right where
bottom
that
of,
orange
the-
trail
Yeah,
goes
number
out
one,
into the base
yeah.
hill. You can see it there.
And then the wire showed up a little later, I think.
Yeah.
After the bike race, you can see the wire.
You wanna, should I just show you what we've been looking at? Like, should I pull that up? Maybe. Let's see. I'd like to share if I can,
Yeah.
just on the
I
video.
backed up and if you.
Okay,
like
products,
that,
resort
fine.
ready. Let's see if like, this is kinda, I really don't like the way this browser works. So like, there's like, this company's out of, New Hampshire. And they're probably the premier rope tow company nowadays. And I've already had a couple preliminary conversations with this guy. He was supposed to get me a quote, but that's okay. We're not like going anytime soon. It's gonna be about $100,000, so we're really gonna need some kind of grant money. But this would be like, they've installed in like Switzerland, Austria, like, you know, Colorado, Utah, like they've been in all the biggest mountains around the world at this point. And so this is it's called TowPro Lifts. I'm just showing you guys the machine that I've been eyeing after looking around the internet for a while at like what's the premier option if we ever get to, you know, investing in a
Can you
rope
hook a bike onto any of those ones?
there's all their social media show the bike
Yeah, 'cause,
just grab on and go up
You
too.
just grab
Yeah,
a,
yeah, oh, you're right. You don't
So
need
we
to
could
do it.
run that in the summertime.
Yeah, that's what I mean,
We could
'cause
get
that'd
them
be huge,
halfway
too.
up the third of the mountain and then they could cut across that first safety
The first
trail
safety road
and
and
then
have
go
all,
up. you
yeah,
know, so-
or come down and have
yeah.
all
Oh,
that
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
from
yeah.
there. There's plenty of elevation. On
Right.
a bike, there's a lot, it's a whole different world.
So
On a bike
anyone
versus ski.
interested in
That little
this, I
bunny
can-
hill becomes an expert hill on a bike.
And just so you guys know, he had mentioned this TP25 being the right for us. You know, cause that would, he said, unless you're expecting more than 100 people on a mountain at a time, and you wanna budget for that, you could, but, you know, if you think about like 60 people on a mountain at a time, 20 are riding down, 20 are on the rope, 20 might be waiting in line, and that goes quick. So something like that's probably where we're at.
Do you, know what 1,500 feet looks like on the hill?
I know
Yeah,
that the
how-
rope tow used to be a 900 foot pole, so that's an 1,800 foot rope. And this guy I've been talking to,
Oh, that's feet of rope. Right,
Yeah.
that's feet of rope. And
Yeah.
there's 900 there. No, what I was thinking is like, well, maybe I didn't realize.
That
like
says
I was thinking,
maximum
maybe it needs to go on the
run.
other side. It's that long, it goes up higher on the.
yeah.
I just put it,
So one thing he said to me was it can be significantly cheaper if you get to 799 feet of a run. It's under
Because-
some regulations.
just in that case, the reason the rope though is where it is now is because, that's the south side, that's the hot side. And so you put the rope tow, on the northeast side because it's shaded from the sun and the wind, and that's why it's there, and that's why it should be there. But I'm thinking, if you get a rope tow that's twice as long as that, you're at the top. And so, should we put it on the other side of the field? It's
So,
probably a terrible idea, but I'm
It's
just
something
keeping
to
an open
ask the
mind.
guys,
Oh, you've
but
been out drawing it already.
I really think that we'd have to use like 2 rope tow systems to do that.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fine, you were thinking about it, that's all that
I've
really
thought
matters.
about that.
Yeah,
and how
'cause
we
just to
could do
keep
that.
all the options,
Yeah.
alright, you're on it, as usual.
No,
Never mind.
I don't know, but
But I was thinking about
we'll
that.
take the recommendation.
That
And
two
he'll come
system,
back.
that's cool
He's
too.
probably
That-
just busy. They're not a huge. They're like I think they employ like 25 people right now. So they're very hands on as the owners too. That are also giving us quotes and everything.
Yeah,
But-
fascinating.
He looked at all the maps, all the elevations, everything, and said this is like a premier site to redo one, which makes sense because we had one there.
So we've had this conversation before in regards to this, I just wanted to see
Yeah.
if we're all on the same page.
Okay.
So the idea behind a rope tow and having, building up the mountain to have that kind of equipment on it should be, in my opinion, privatized and outside of the purview of like a volunteer
The
committee.
operating-
Yeah,
yeah,
the
has to be.
operation of that would have to be something that would be built, whether
Would we
that
go
was.
through like an RFP for that? You think, or how does that exactly?
I don't know that
Yeah.
that wouldn't be a
No.
lease situation
At least
to
that.
a
No,
third
yeah,
party, or if it would be something that the Mountain Lakes District wanted to take on, but
Yeah.
it can't be something that's volunteer based.
No.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
You're
It just
right, that
What do you
this
mean,
is-
what do you mean as far as staffing it
Correct.
or building it?
I would argue both.
Both, it's
Well,
very,
the building
very
we'd be
expensive.
contracting,
This company,
Yeah,
say.
a company like that, so that's a private builder and all that, but, from once, if we ever got to that point where we had a functional thing, yeah, who operates, I think we'd have to be starting those conversations way before we got to the construction.
I love having all of the
Yeah.
figures and the,
Yeah.
this is the rough idea as to
Yeah.
what it would look like, because the potential for that grant money may be there, and then we can look at it
Right,
from that
we
standpoint.
can leverage our
Right.
side of things, being a public municipality to help us get there. And then finding an operator, in my opinion, if we had things set up,
Right,
you know.
it becomes a little easier.
Right, yeah.
Right.
But I do agree with that there's just no way the district itself can just, on a volunteer level, operate things.
I think along those lines, we're all excited about skiing and lifts and everything, but the non-motorized, cheap snowshoeing, hiking.
Yeah,
It still needs to kind of be the near term priority
Right.
and, I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying, it's.
You ever heard the
We
term?
all dream of the restaurant on top and the chairs, but in
Yeah.
the meantime,
Well-
you just gotta put in the beginner hiking, biking,
if I could
trail work.
just waste everyone's time for like another minute, since we're on.
Oh, you're on it already.
On all the crazy, no, well, cause we're on all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, they're crazy, which is
Yeah.
great.
I just wanted to show you guys
KED,
also,
low
if
impact
we
thing.
did get a
There we
rope
go.
That's
tow,
why we have a white face.
these are fairly inexpensive, like $1,000 pieces of snowmaking guns, and we have a whole snow system, and so we could probably get things going for just that small hill, for like tubing
No,
and rope
I'm
tow.
glad that we're
But again,
back to
this
the
is all
small,
just,
not the summit.
it might be because I'm very excited about the Grudy's work that I'm like, what's next?
Oh, yeah.
But like, this could be a few years away and all, but it's like, I just wanna paint that vision.
It is pretty incredible. The technology has improved significantly with the snowmaking
Yeah.
stuff. Like it used to be a lot more in depth, and now there is a lot of things that are.
They've lowered the
Yeah,
energy.
it's
Eric,
incredible.
did you say that the piping is in place?
There's a there's a ton of pipes that are there for the snowmaking, there's that reservoir at the base. So, you know,
The
I
pipe
don't
goes
know
to
how
top,
viable those pipes are, if they've been emptied, I mean, there might be a few leaks we could find, but it'd be
Probably
interesting.
not, but they're there.
But even if we
Steel
just
pipes
pulled
that are
off,
this big around, you know.
ultimately, if we just pulled off from the, if we could access, and I've seen so many of the nozzles on the bottom third of that mountain, and we're talking about a rope tow on the bottom third of the mountain, you could have snowmaking rope tow in the same area, and then you could have like consistent for our area, you know, night and weekend activities that wouldn't be weather dependent right there, if we could do it right. But again, I'm trying to build the infrastructure out so that someone else, like Dave has said, like, someone else will operate it for us.
To make it attractive,
But yeah, I'm just trying to make it attractive and use what we can on our side to bring it to ourselves. If we build it, they will come kind of thing.
Doing a bang up job so far. That Grudy's contact was huge.
Yeah, it was
And
awesome.
that was just, I mean, that was your excitement level, matched his excitement
Yeah.
level, and then
Maybe
that
six.
all happened, which was really, I mean,
Yeah.
really cool.
And they're game to come back, and they really said 2 full weeks would get it done.
Yep,
2 full weeks.
The 10 grand is gonna give us about 1 full
one
week.
full week. Yeah.
So
Oh,
we get halfway
Right.
towards the finish line in another
Yeah.
year already, and that's gonna,
That's
I mean,
so
it's already
huge.
significant what we have.
Compared to Al, you and me up there
Yeah,
with a chainsaw and a shovel. Well, you too, Ray. But
No, I never went up on a mountain, no, I did the flat stuff.
I mean, yeah, the amount of work they did already was just.
yeah.
Alright, so we can move on. Eastern States Cup, sounds like it'll be,
Yeah,
Most
I
likely
forwarded
to
you
go.
that email.
Yeah.
He seemed pretty excited about coming back again, so, I thought I wrote back to him, but it might be because of the holidays we lost touch. But I'll just reach out again and just say, let me know when you wanna start planning it and what weekend, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, I thought about it, I mean, he mentioned there's numbers issue that we can't, but I thought about it, I don't really know. I mean, he has such a huge presence already, how do you do a better job than him with getting racers? I mean, he's got the website, he's got come-ons, I mean, the number, and I just kind of didn't get anywhere thinking about that,
Yeah,
how to grow the numbers, and maybe you should ask him, I should ask him to, you know, I don't know. Cause that seemed to be a concern of his, I mean, we got numbers, but not, like, it sounds
Maybe-
like he's kind
maybe
of
we gotta
breaking
get
even
your
with one
son
point.
to do a little quick promo video, and he can throw that up on the mountain too. Or maybe we just steal off of what all those cool, like, the videos of Monteau already exist and get them like
On his
stuff, yeah,
his
so
social, cause he
sharing.
does have a huge
like
social media
skills with
presence.
Phil, like had 12,000 hits in 12 hours on Monteau. You know, put that
Right.
video like
No,
as
that-
he like, hey, this is the mountain we're dealing with here. Look at the terrain.
No, that's
like
a, yeah,
classical.
yeah, I like that.
Enduro. I mean, you know, that kind
No,
of
that's a
stuff.
great idea, cause then you're using his, if he would, you know, a lot using his, he has a
Yeah.
big footprint, but then
Yeah.
putting the local content on is
Yeah.
so, you know, maybe, yeah,
It just paints a picture better for those who don't. Well, what's Monteau?
who hasn't been here, yeah.
Well, it's
'cause
got a
it
pretty
is-
serious YouTuber riding it, you know, so that would validate it for me.
At least demonstrate that we're trying to do something to, you know,
Yeah.
help with the numbers.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
even if it's just, you know, well, it would help, I would think that'd be a great help, because people don't know, that
Yeah,
aren't here, they don't know.
but your son and the kids that I see on social media associated with your son have all these clips of crazy videos. They do stuff at Monteau, so you know, if we could piece some of that together and
You know, give us some kind of
Yeah,
structure to that.
just an idea. If we're
Yeah,
talking-
yeah, that's
I'm not really
as usual, a great idea, that's.
So what are our thoughts on that as far as time of the year? We did a fall one and then we did the summer.
I think the summer was the better idea for us.
Yeah.
For the kid, and the kids too, to have it more likely that the kids, I mean, the numbers were up a little bit. But now, you know, having a not school year race seems
I
like.
thought the late July, early August was the right timing.
Yeah, and then shall I just say the wildlife has calmed down?
Sure.
The
The biting.
ticks and bugs,
Yeah.
Neighbors,
no,
Mosquitoes.
early
Oh, the
August.
deer flies, they were,
Yeah.
Cause that's what, he'll come
oh,
back
I
at
thought you
some
were talking about
point.
the people on the hill.
oh, no, I was talking about all the biting insects.
So George,
without wings.
George will end up coming back and talking about dates, because his last thing said, I'd love to come back in 2026, I just started working on the schedule and I wanna slot Monteau in.
Okay,
So if it's anything like last year, he's gonna come and say, how about June 6th or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So is there anything upcoming that we need to be working around?
Oh, at the venue.
Right,
minimal right now.
we could check, I mean, obviously we'll look at the calendar, I don't know if anybody has any weddings planned or whatnot at the.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, when he sends off some options, but you know, I would say late July, early August is
Yeah, I agree with that.
just
Okay.
cause like no one's thinking about going back to school yet, they're really in summer mode, they're willing to make the trip. So if we can,
okay, ideal. Other things that have come up on that context in the past was like early, he talked about doing one early, but I don't think that's good because we have mud season that is unpredictable, and I think bringing in a bunch of extra vehicles during mud season is not a good idea.
Yeah, based on my experience with Eric's tractor,
Digging holes,
right up to the axles.
Burying
all
it.
the time. I spent as much time filling in the ruts as I
Oh,
did,
yeah.
as we did building the berm. And then after a couple weeks later, someone drove their four-wheeler and put it right,
yeah,
right back in.
buried it. Alright, rope tow we talked about, so we
Yep.
can nix on that. Yeah, I don't think that we need any follow-up with George, I think that was kinda in his court.
Okay.
I know he kinda tries to start figuring this stuff out in December and January, so
yeah,
hopefully in the next few weeks we'll hear from him and see what's going on there.
okay.
Down to old business, I got, ideas for future events and fundraising, kind of a constant on there.
Yeah,
Really just working with that ESC right now and building out the mountain, right?
yeah,
Only
I was
club
hoping,
that
sorry.
sponsors races.
That does
In the
that
area?
kind of like enduro, like that style of race is pretty much what we had come up with. There were some other ones that were discussed that was more of like a, like college downhill, but they wanna go somewhere that has a chairlift.
I wonder if there's, like a gravel riding organization, maybe the NFC. Mr. Fox pointed out that gravel riding's, they're thinking like, oh, Monteau gravel riding, and he's like, no, they use dirt roads anywhere. And
Also not trail stuff, more
no, it
like
could be,
riding
you know,
on
it could be
dirt
around,
roads.
it could be around dirt roads, yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, along those, lines, what did I hear about? Oh, I was at a biking event and I met this guy, and there's, the North Haverhill Fairground has a dirt days motorcycle
Yeah,
thing, you know about
it's
that?
gotten huge.
Right, and so I was just reading about it, and it was interesting because they have all kinds of riding, they have, you know, road riding, dirt road riding, like off-trail riding, but
Class
anyway,
five
it's
roads.
kinda the same with pedal bikes,
Yeah.
you know, that there are other, you know, bike races that, you know, don't need the downhill, you know, that's downhill and enduro, and that's it, but for the gravel riding audience is much bigger, so I wonder if we should see what kind of gravel riding organizations there are in the state, or, I don't know, I'm just brainstorming about an event.
Pinkerton was kind of interested in that stuff, John Pinkerton. You know, gravel bikes and linking trails and stuff like that.
Who else was talking about that?
He's a part-time member of the district.
Okay, I thought he was thinking it was Joe Fox.
He was
then.
at,
Maybe it was
yeah,
him.
no, yeah, he might have mentioned stuff like that too, so.
And again, you know, that would be, you know, the infrastructure is here. for that.
Speaking of infrastructure, in all the document searching I've gone through on Monteau, I believe there was like some comments, or not comments, some advertising that there's like 9 or 13 miles of Nordic skiing, which is cross-country skiing in the area right there at Monteau. Now, I've seen some random other trails that I'm not sure like what they've been doing this whole time, but I'd love to talk to, you know, find someone from the past who knew about what was considered those Nordic ski trails, and if we could help bring those back to life too, you know?
Or just the area that they were in to.
Yeah, cause,
You haven't seen anything on maps, just the.
no, I haven't, I
talks
just
about
saw
it.
like language that said like Monteau, you know, we have the 900-foot rope tow, we have the, I forget, 3,000-foot chairlift, and we have 9 miles of Nordic skiing trails, and so I was wondering if like some of it's maybe towards the Pinnacle side of things, and I think like if you just go over that first bridge towards the Pinnacle, if you will, like where the rope tow is at the base is,
Yeah,
you go to the right there. There are some other trails that I think you need one, you know, zigzag bike trail through or whatever, but there are some longer trails that way, and I wondered if that's what part of it was. But-
Four-wheeler, maybe they were talking about old four-wheeler
There's
stuff, 'cause
gotta
they run
be,
up and down the valleys between my place and the Pinnacle, there's 2 valleys, and it's gotta, I don't know what the, or, you know, it all got posted, I don't know what the status of those are, I think the snowmobile trail is now officially closed, but where's Ken? Ken's not with us today. You know, he has knowledge of the
yeah,
four-wheeler trail, and it would,
there's gotta be
because that's what I
other
used to
people
do
from
when I
the
was a kid.
past that rode, you know, did Monteau in the past, that someone's gotta know a little bit about that, so, you know, whether it's older, community members or, you know, I was on the phone with a contractor who built the lodge, or his father did, and he was 10 years old, so maybe he remembers as a kid doing some of that stuff, so, you know, but I'm just saying, it's an interesting lead to.
Yeah, no,
try
I
to,
used to ski
you know,
those things when I was a
redevelop.
kid.
If we could figure out what trails were there.
Yeah, it was snowmobile trails up and down when I was a kid, and I don't know if that's what they were referring to, but I'm guessing that might be part of it.
Yeah.
I think all of that side, that's kind of along the river, is that what you're talking about? Like on that lower outlet
Yeah, I
side?
was wondering if more of that.
I mean, that's flattish
Yeah.
over there too, you could really have some nice loops down, that went down.
Yeah.
But very snow dependent, you know,
Yeah,
which is always
definitely
tricky.
that. Yeah.
So yeah. Would be neat, it's always good to add to the map.
Right.
So the kiosk we've got, or where did I leave off?
Yeah.
I just for, the calendar's all set for March, cause we're gonna look into that grant money stuff.
Yeah.
Joe had all that information with the email that he had sent off, so.
Yeah, we'll definitely, you know, just start Googling those grant funds and, seeing when they open up for applications.
Yep. Color coding the lower trails, lower hiking trails.
Yeah,
Um,
just don't wanna forget, I put it on our old business, cause we'll do it probably in the spring, right?
in the spring when we wanna start figuring those out. We didn't come up with colors yet,
Ray
right?
did, Ray had a map, he drew it, right?
Yeah, it was a handwritten map and it was,
I have it in my, file in the back.
I've got it stuck away somewhere and it was, I just picked out colors, but I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
Not knowing what we were gonna do with the mountain at the time, I just kinda left it, well, this is an idea, but
yeah.
do we wanna duplicate colors, you know, things like that, so.
Yeah, we could either, ideally, if I can get the whole 3D printer thing going, we could create different emblems for the walking trails and, you know, that would be color coded too, but at least it could differentiate with that.
We can bug Alan again at some point and have him
He
walk
mentioned
those
he wanted-
lower ones. He said he was all for it, so.
To do it again or something like that?
To do those, all those lower trails, cause he didn't know anything about those.
Oh, got it, okay.
Cause this is what we have now, is just like this little trail.
Oh, okay.
But
Am I
now
reading-
we already have like all of those trails that are over there on that side now, you know.
Yeah,
but
but on the,
he
like,
did a super
in
nice
the
job.
forest, they're all painted blue. And so I
Yeah.
think Ray's
Yeah.
point is just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like on here, there's a blue and a green and a
Yeah,
red.
right, so we could just duplicate that, right?
Yeah.
Just take the blue trail, you'll be
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All blue trails lead
We're gonna
back to
have
the
add- we're gonna
parking
have to
lot.
Add your house in over there to one
Right
side.
Oh,
up on
yeah.
this, yeah.
You shut down for the winter now?
The,
or-
taking a breather, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everything's all buttoned up there.
Oh, yeah.
Quickly, that 18 by 24 GPS map,
Yeah.
am I good to print that one, or are we waiting
No,
for?
I think that's good, right? That was the last, series of
Well,
emails from Alan
Was
was,
he putting the low trails?
no,
on?
no, that's
Oh,
gotta be
okay.
separate.
Oh, okay, yeah, I swear I read that email wrong, cause I've just been like waiting to print
How
it.
much does it cost to?
Like $10, I'll get it done.
Because that's the nice thing about it, like, when you can update it.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah,
already
yeah,
doing
yeah,
another one.
exactly.
Put something
Yeah.
up there, and we'll update it.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do, we
I'll
can
pay
do
$10 for the update.
10 times in the next 5 years or something, it'll be fine,
Yeah, just get something in there, get it.
We'll take
going.
turns.
yeah.
Um,
And then take pictures of it for the grant application, so.
right. Perfect, so you'll get that printed, Eric, and then we'll get
Yes.
that board put up, and then the kiosk will be mostly complete.
Do we know what kind of material for the board?
Yeah, I have all that.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah, the plywood, and then we're gonna put the plexiglass just over the plywood for now, we decided. Right? Instead of
Sounds
making,
great. Just-
instead of making
we
like
can
a whole
always-
hinge thing,
We can always get
Okay,
fancy
I
some
get
other
it.
day.
Yeah.
just
That's-
keep it simple
alright.
Can be upgraded at a later date.
at
Yeah.
a later
Yeah.
date.
The structure is bomb-proof and beautiful.
Cool, anything else?
The only thing I was gonna I thought about was the stroll. Because we weren't able to get to the, above the bottom third on that last day, I do think there's some bigger branches that just got left that would have been cleaned up. So like a little bit of, whether we organize it or the next time we all hike up there individually,
Yeah,
if you go up the stroll, we need a little bit of a volunteer effort to clean out. It's not ideal to do it on the snow and the ice, but there are some branches that got kinda left that like I said, had it not snowed that third day, it would have been cleaned up.
And personally, my free time will, given that the bike trails are all set, is gonna be focused on the stroll.
I sent you an email with an image on the bottom part of the big toe. There's a branch down, pretty big.
Next spring, when the ski season.
Yeah, whenever you're ready, man.
No, but
It's
I do
big
it.
deal.
But I do
No
plan,
one's
I
bike
do.
riding now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my focus as well as I think the project, to just keep buffing that stroll up.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
Yeah,
on that stroll, I know the stroll is extraordinarily wide compared to how it has been, but to that ditch line is probably another
Yeah,
six,
there's more.
8 feet.
yeah.
So is the idea that we keep going in
Yes.
that direction?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would have loved it, like, if the track loader barely touched the stroll except for the bottom little bit.
Yeah.
Cause he was making that new trail up the middle there.
yeah,
They had said, like, if the track loader and the mini were there for one whole day, they could have cleaned that whole thing
Okay,
up.
yeah.
Cause that track, like, they just have their specialties, if I had to take
Yeah.
one, I'd take that track loader all day.
yeah,
The mini's cool, but.
Which,
man,
which
that track
one
loader's
is,
just-
which one is which?
The mini is like the one with the arm
with the
that
arm?
rotates and it can just kind of brush things
Yeah.
and chop them down.
It's got the-
But the track loader, it's got the 5 foot,
That's the
power
Bobcat.
wheel. Just
Yeah.
drives straight and
So
just
the
moves
mini,
down
the
it.
mini, is that electric?
No,
no,
No.
it's diesel.
no, that's diesel,
Oh.
yeah.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it was fun to watch those machines. It was cool.
Probably loud, now all that,
Yep,
so I had my field stump mode, it was.
they did a lot of
Horrendous.
work, so.
Alright, you got anything else to chat about here? Next meeting should already be set for February
Oh, yeah.
3rd.
That's my
Yep.
birthday.
Sweet.
Have a cake.
I'll bring cake instead of candy. Maybe this candy will still
No,
be here.
stick with the candy, cause I can't eat cake. Unless it's special.
There, 4 p.m. Perfect, alright, hearing nothing else. Motion to dismiss,
Second.
any opposed? All in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Mike.